A mausoleum? Or would they be considered catacombs? Probably catacombs because there are a bunch of coffins here, or sarcophaguses, like this. Well, either way, it's fine for me. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is RRPG here, and welcome to another episode of RRPG Let's Play with Tales of Phantasia on the Super Famicom. In today's episode, we are going to be going through this level called the Mausoleum, and we'll see if we can get all the way through this place, and I assume we will, given that the time we're going to take, and we'll be skipping most of the random battles here so we can get through it all, but yeah, we will make it. Other than that, let's get on with this episode that's already in progress. And as we open up these coffins, or each single sarcophagus, as they're calling it, they will give us items that we can take. And in this one, we found a spy lens. And let's go over to the next one. That door will lead us to deeper into the place, but we need to get a special item in order to do that much later. So let's just fight this one again. And let's fight another zombie. And we defeated it with Cyan Bolt. And like I said, continuously use your techs or your... Oh, we got an hourglass. Your techs or your arts in this game, you know, when you're playing as Kless, because you want to master them as quickly as possible to learn the swordsman book techniques or whatever, you know, the dual techniques, I guess you could call them, or tech combinations, tech combos, or whatever. Oh, Chester got the blow that time. And we got a chainmail. That possibly would have been better, you know, for just, you know, save some money and just have one person have a chainmail. Wait a minute, I think only one of them does have a chainmail. I could be mistaken. And notice how Chester's always in the back. You know, he's behind Mint. In the later remakes, he's usually in front of Mint and behind Kless most of the time, because he's also the fighter character. Okay, the rune bottle. That is what will transform your items into higher level ones, and we will be using these, especially when we find the herbs in the game that we can grind them to another level that will give us higher stat increase, you know, like higher HP and higher tech points, higher strength, and higher agility. In later games, there are different variations of herbs, because each one of them will increase your status singly instead of having a fixed set of 4, so that's at least a good sign. We got done with the battle there, and I know that it's really hard to grind some money at this point, but be sure you try to save your gummies the best you can, or your gels, because they're very scarce, and I would advise you, well, I don't know if you can cook in this game or not. I don't think you can cook in this game, but in the later games you could. And we got another chainmail. You know, it kind of makes me wonder, why did I even bother buying them in the first place from that peddler? Oh man, I probably would have saved myself some money right there. Geico, 15% or more, or could save you 15%. I mean, a 15-minute call could save you 50% or 15% or more on car insurance. Yeah, I know, I messed it up many times. And we also got a saber there. And I think somebody told me in the comments below that maybe we should have checked the... maybe we should have went back over to the village of Totus, because inside there, inside of Kless's house, is a night saber, and it's a pretty strong weapon for you to have early on in the game, and it has some fire element to it. It has fire element. Yeah, the element of fire attached to it. So it possibly would have helped us, you know, go through this dungeon a bit more. But we won't go back to it. Now we can move the statue as it is. And moving this statue can be quite a pain because you have to get the placement correctly done. Okay, why am I doing that one? Yeah, no, go back to the front. Okay, why did I need to do that? There. I swear, this puzzle is really tedious. You know, having to push the statue in its proper spot. We will go through that door, but let's go over here real quick because going inside this door will lead us to some more treasure. And we get an orange gel, creamy cheese, and a remedy bottle. Or a Phantasia bottle in later games, as they call them. I mean, there are remedy bottles in the later installments, but I think they are for a different purpose aside from the Phantasia bottles. Okay, we got the lace ruby. I can't remember what they call it in the original, I don't remember what they called it in the GBA version that made it over here, but I really don't care. We'll just call it the lace ruby as it is, but we need that item in order to get through that one room that we passed by that I told you about, so let's go ahead and make our way over there right now. And notice how the music sounds really, really good. This is definitely another one of my favorite pieces in the entire game. I mean, like I said, there's like a few from the PlayStation version that I really like, but there is more on the Super Famicom game, the original, that I actually like more. Because even though PlayStation is superior than the Super Nintendo, I definitely thought that that most games on the Super Nintendo actually had much more superior music. You got to thank Sony for the sound chip that they placed on the Super Nintendo when it was made. So at least you got to thank Sony for helping Nintendo out by giving us more superior sound than the Sega Genesis. And I know there are Sega fanboys out there, but hey, you got to admit that even though Sega had better graphics, Nintendo had better sound. Well, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know if you would even count Sega having, better graphics, because they couldn't even achieve Mode 7 graphics like the Super Nintendo could. We get a rabbit's foot and a thing of cheese. Now, I know that eating food in this game, when you start walking a bit, it will gradually restore your hit points. So, at least I guess you could say that is the earliest form of cooking, but it's still not cooking by any means in this game. Wait a minute. Why am I going back this way? Oh, okay. You want me to try to get that treasure chest, don't you? Well, we cannot even go that way yet. I mean, we cannot even go that way to get it. There is another way that we must take. As we have to go to the left here, and right here. That platform will take us to that treasure chest that's on that lone platform surrounding lava. Then we got a reverse doll. Basically, the reverse dolls, they are an accessory, and if you equip them and and if you are killed in battle, then you will be automatically revived. So at least, I would recommend using those in case if you're in a really tight pinch, with certain upcoming battles, but for the most part, I don't think they're really necessary. Oh, he dropped the lace ruby. Now that little circular pad right there, that will make us float. And the ruby fell back down in the basement. Let's go ahead and, Actually, maybe we should have stayed there until we got, before the platform came, because I don't think we're going to have enough time to, grab the lace ruby and then make it back over to the stairs. Because, well, actually we can grab the lace ruby, but, yeah, stepping down when you're in this area, it's hot. Now the lavender, that will increase your strength, but we want to use that rune bottle that we found, because that will give us a red lavender. And that will increase our strength by 2, so use that on Kless right away. Okay, now we're officially ready to go back to that one room that we were supposed to go in before we dropped the lace ruby. Okay, why did we need to do that? Okay, let's go ahead and save here real quick, because we're going to be in for another random, well, I wouldn't say random, but more of a boss fight. And you'll probably be surprised who we're going to be fighting. Couple more golems. Yep. Now, they're exactly the same like the golem that you fought when you were deep in the mausoleum before you made it, before coming here. So, but the only trouble you'll have in this fight is that there are 2 golems. But they shouldn't be that much of a problem, like we already took care of one, so if you're at level 9, then you should be okay, and if you can manage to knock them unconscious, you'll be able to land some blows on them, so it's not always a terrible loss. We got 134 experience, not bad. And we learned Lightning Bolt. And that is that's a long-range technique. But we'll equip that once as we, well, let's go ahead and do it now. Yeah, it's a long-range technique. So, it will create a lightning bolt that will hit the enemy as well as surrounding targets. And now there is the knight in the black armor, who is now officially referred to as Malice. And in the English Game Boy Advance version, he is known as Mars, or like the planet Mars or whatever. But that's what he goes by. But we'll call him Malice in this game. But I don't think we're gonna need to call him that much longer. But you'll see what I mean. And Malice saying that their king is about to return. And it's talking about the Valhalla War. And tells about a demon king by the name of Daus. What the hell are you talking about? Notice how he emphasizes the word hell there. And Tornix is saying that Miguel, Maria, Mince Mother Merrill, and himself were the 4 warriors who sealed Daus inside that sarcophagus 10 years ago, as we saw in the beginning. So, there's a little bit of a plot, fixing up a plot. We're gonna avenge our families, but it doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to do that, because someone has broke free. Plot twist! No, I would... well, yeah, I would say it's a plot twist that Mars is being controlled by this man, so... This is the formal introduction to the Demon King named Daus. And he's a really powerful, I guess you could say, sorcerer, warlock, or demon king. How about that? And Malice saying that he is supposed to serve him because he freed Daus, but Daus is calling him a fool because of his weak heart, and he managed to easily take him over take over his weak mind. So, yeah, we're not going to be in any shape whatsoever to finish him off, because look at how powerful that. He's used a freaking Kamehameha wave to destroy those people. No, I know it's a laser of sorts, but he will hit us with that technique when we fight him later on. It's called the Daus laser. But yeah, it will instantaneously kill his foes. And notice how Daus is really pissed off when he's in the way of humans. Now, they never specifically indicated what Daus's race is. Yeah, but I'll be talking about that much later on. Probably later on in the game. Uh-oh. Ouch. Chester was supposed to go back in time with them, but unfortunately he did not make it. Well, he's unconscious, but he had to take that blow to make them go back in time. Oh. And something tells me they died right there. But we're going to try and change history, it looks like. So, Kless and Mint are taken to someplace else. And, it's kind of hard to tell, whether if it's the same time or not. Because look at the grass and look at the sky. It looks looks almost as if it's almost dead. The life on the planet. Now, since they're waking up, they're going to see where they're located right now. Mint says that it's a beautiful scenery. And Kless wants to know what happened to Chester and Tornix. So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to move out and see what they can do now. And Kless blames himself for not being able to save those two, but Mint reassures him as there wasn't anything they could do at their current state because they are weak. Now they're going to read the book. The Journal of Tornix D. Morrison. Long ago, Douse fought with 4 warriors, but he escaped through a time portal to our time. Miguel and Maria Alvain, Meryl Adnade, and myself, Tornix D. Morrison, sealed Douse in a sarcophagus with an incantation. The seal could only be dissolved by the 2 pendants used in the incantation to create the barrier. Sir Miguel took one of them, and Lady Meryl took the other. We vowed never to meet again, or discuss what transpired that day, for fear that someone may release the monster called Douse. And they discovered that their parents were heroes in sealing Douse to try to prevent a catastrophe from happening. So, as they move a little further, Kless discovers Chester's bow. So, we're going to have to hold it on for him for now. But, Mint tells him not to give up hope. So, since we got so far along in the video, I'd say this is probably a good spot to where we can go ahead and wrap things up right here. So next time on RRPG, let's play with Tales of Phantasia on the Super Famicom. We are going to figure out where we are by going to a nearby village that's close to our location, and we'll see how far along we get through there. So anyway, if you have not done so already, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter with the links in the description, and I'm also a part of Insatiable Gaming as Mr. Retro Kid 91 on YouTube is starting it up along with some other people, so be sure to go check out his YouTube channel. And if you like what you saw, subscribe to my channel and leave comments below and let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Anyway, take care of yourselves, gamers, and I'll see you next time. See you guys then.